What's up guys, it's Gunzilla here, and today I'm bringing you some Destiny beta gameplay, and today I wanted to hop on here and talk about some of the stuff and my opinions on Destiny beta so far after I've played it for quite a few hours. I think I've put enough time into it already to really form my opinions on it, and this is solely going off the beta. Keep in mind guys, the game is probably going to change a tad bit as we go on to the final product. In a little over a month is when it gets released, so do keep that in mind. Some things might change, some opinions might just kind of form into other things in that time span. So yeah, let's get right into it. The Destiny has a unique feel. I actually love it because it doesn't really feel like any game I've played before. Yeah, it has that space kind of warfare kind of going on, and we've seen other games do that, but not in the way that Destiny did. I mean, Destiny might have a slightest touch of that Halo feel, but you can't really compare it to Halo at all because there's just different mechanics. So that being said, I really love the new feel, and I do think that this has some longevity to it with all these new inventions and all this new ways to really fight. It really just puts a new spin on things, and I think it's just going to be a really good way to increase its lifespan. So Destiny, the game, has like 3 different modes. You have the Crucible, which is another name for multiplayer, and then you actually have the campaign part of it, and they actually are in sync. No matter what you're doing, whether you're playing the story mode or the multiplayer, when you level up and acquire new weapons and stuff like that, it carries over into the opposite game mode. So if you're playing story mode, and you beat the campaign, then that level and that, weapons that you acquired will carry over into multiplayer that you can use, and then vice versa. So it's really awesome on that. And then the third mode is Tower. The Tower is kind of like this social gathering of all the Destiny players, and you get together and really just have a good time. But really the main purpose is to pick up new weapons, to pick up challenges. And Destiny the games kind of makes it where you have to visit the tower every now and then to pick up that kind of stuff, because just because you unlock it, I don't think you actually can use it until you go pick it up at the tower. So you do have to pause kind of and go over to the tower sometimes to do that. And I like how they kind of make the tower have some importance within the game, not just a social gathering, because other than that, if you didn't have to go to the tower, I really wouldn't think the tower would be necessary for the game. But if you make it to where it's necessary, far as where you have to travel to the tower every now and then to pick up stuff, I think it might be more relevant, and I do like that aspect of it. Something that I really loved about the multiplayer in Destiny is the matchmaking process. So when you search for a game, it only gathers people that are searching for the game itself. So like, you're not going to get thrown into a lobby. It just picks up people who are searching for games and then just puts them in one big lobby, and then there you go. Then you have your game. You're not going to be worried and have to be have this persistent problem where you get thrown into games that are almost over and stuff like that. I don't like being thrown into games. I don't particularly care for that, and I hate it when I do get thrown into games, because you never know what you're going into. But with Destiny, you always start a fresh game because you're guaranteed that, because just the way the matchmaking works. And so I really do love that about it. I mean, it's just actually, it's an ease when searching for a multiplayer game. You're going to hop into a good game, and that's going to be that. So how's the weapon variety within Destiny? I definitely think Destiny did a really good job on making each weapon differ from one another, so you're never really going to have the same gun twice. You have laser weapons, you have semi-automatic weapons, fully automatic, and the list goes on of all the different kind of weapons. So they're each unique in their own right, and I love that. One of the things that I look at a multiplayer is if they have a big gun selection. If they don't, then it kind of takes away from that experience, because I like playing with different class setups. I don't like playing with the same gun, for a long period of time, because it gets boring, and then therefore it makes the multiplayer boring, and one thing leads to another, and you're not playing that multiplayer game anymore. So that being said, they did a really good job on the weapons. So how's the gunfights within Destiny? I definitely think Destiny requires a little bit more skill than other first-person shooters gunfight-wise, because it's a certain amount of accuracy that has to go into it. When in a gunfight, aim for the head. Do not shoot anywhere else. If you do, that's better than nothing, but you're not going to get the job done as fast, and you might die actually, because the guns do have an impact as well. But you can have a less powerful gun versus your opponent, but if you aim for the head, you're going to kill him, rather than him kill you. You might be on the brink of death, but you'll probably get the kill 9 times out of 10 if you aim for the head. And also, within a gunfight, try to make yourself a hard target. Jump around. I have the Hunter class, so it's easy for me to double jump and stuff like that and be evasive and try to evade some of them enemy fire. But if you can do that and aim for the head, you should win most of your gunfights. After playing for a while during the Destiny beta, I've noticed that the higher levels seem to be favored amongst the game because they have these new weapons that you don't know about and stuff like that. So they have these higher weapons that do more damage, that kill quicker, and so taking that into consideration, you are going to have an advantage over the people who are a lower level than you. So next thing I want to talk about is the mini-map of Destiny, and it's so innovative. I haven't seen this done before, but that's just me. It may have been done in other games that I just haven't seen. So the mini-map in this game works differently compared to other mini-maps. So most first-person shooter mini-maps is when you shoot, if you don't have a suppressor, you appear on the map until you stop shooting, as like a little blink dot. Well, on here, it's motion. It's all about motion, and it's persistent throughout the game. You don't have to have any point streak, kill streak, none of that. It's just constantly there. So the closer they are, the more signal it puts off, and it alerts you to their presence. So it's really nice on keeping the enemy awareness around you. So it's nice, but it's not OP, and that's what I love about it. It's the mix between the two what makes it so perfect. So one of the last things I wanted to talk about is, do I see Destiny having a competitive base? Do I see Destiny, longevity-wise, being something like Call of Duty franchise? You know, do all that get into consideration? My answer is yes. I do see Destiny becoming something like Call of Duty, just because one or two reasons. It's because Activision owns both Call of Duty and Destiny, so they know how to promote and market, as well as the developer of Destiny, as you all know, is Bungie, and they've created a popular Halo series, from the past, so they know how to build series. They know how to keep fans interested. They know how to do DLCs and just really keep a fan base together, and I definitely think Destiny's going to be able to do this. I think Destiny's going to be here to stay, and I hope it is, because it's something that I want to see succeed. There's so many games with this next generation consoles that have been hyped up only to die after the first month or so. No one's playing them anymore, and I don't see that happening to Destiny. I see Destiny having this big fan base for years to come, and it's going to be a really good franchise, and I'm really interested to see what happens with it. So there you go, guys. This wraps up my video on my first impressions on Destiny, and let me know what you agree and what you disagree on what I've said throughout this commentary, and as well, let me know what you're looking forward to the most out of Destiny the game. Let me all know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in future videos.